Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Is your mower making a loud noise when you disengage the blades, like a loud growling or squeaking noise? Let me show you what it probably is. But do me a favor real quick, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get started. And this video is going to be for the lawn tractor mowers that have the manually actuated blades, where in other words, you're manually pulling a lever, whether it be on the side or like on the column, like a lot of John Deere's. So this video will help you out if you have like a John Deere 100 series, but it'll specifically help you out if you have a Cub Cadet XT1, Troy built, or Craftsman riding lawn tractor. All the mowers without an electric PTO, in other words. Mowers with this design don't have an electric PTO clutch. They have this bolted directly to the crankshaft of the engine. So these pulleys, that top one goes to the drive belt to the transmission, and this bottom one is loose right now because the blades are not engaged. And so when you activate that lever, you pull that tensioner, it tightens up the belt against that shaft that is always moving. When the engine's running, it tightens up, and then that belt takes the slippage and tightens up and then engages the blades. So when you engage your blades, you pull that lever, you tighten up that belt, and these mowers have these little brake shoes right there. So when you disengage, that's come over, makes contact with the spindle, the blade spindle pulley right there at the top of the spindle. They help get those blades stopped as quickly as possible when you disengage them. So what starts making noise is when those wear out and they start making metal on metal contact, or it'll even allow that tensioner pulley sometimes to come over and make contact with that spindle pulley. So here's a close-up look of one that's worn out that I'm going to show you how to replace. It's really easy. You can see how it was coming over there, letting that pulley make contact with the spindle, and also the bracket holding the shoe, the brake shoe, is making contact, making noise. It will sound like this. So while these can be changed in many cases with the deck still attached, it's just easier to remove it. So put it all the way down on these mowers, and then on each side you'll have a clip to this bracket. On the rear one, you don't have to do the front one there of that bracket that's attached to the frame. And then you'll have one pin on the front right here, and then also you'll want to remove that belt and that belt guide. You can just remove it with that bolt right there. Then here's a quick look at the other side rear clip that you'll remove. Now, quick easy tip, just spray it with some lubricant like some WD-40, works really good. Spray those pins down and it'll make it a lot easier to remove. Probably put on some work gloves, and those take the pressure off of the pin. Make sure that bracket doesn't have any pressure against that pin, and it should just slip right out of there pretty easily. Make sure you keep track of these pins, don't lose them. Then on the front, it'll have this type of clip pin, and all you have to do is just kind of, if you do this right, like right here, I'm going to show you, just open it up right there, and it just slips off really easy. Alright, we'll take that washer, and then you can just slip it out of those holes from the deck. So once you have those clips removed, those pins, you can lift the deck bracket, get those out of your way, and now it'll allow you to pull the deck towards you a little bit on that right hand side to give you better access to the PTO engagement cable clip pin right there, and then you can take it out like so from that bracket. And now to get better access to that spring, make sure you've already removed your belt guide from the front. Remove that like so, really easy. And now you can slip everything on out just a little bit further, not too far yet. We still need to remove this spring. That's the engagement. That's the blade engagement PTO cable spring right there. So we're going to remove it from that bracket. It's pretty easy. And make sure to tuck this away. If you plan on driving your mower at all with that deck removed, you need to make sure you tuck that cable away safely so you don't run over it. Personally, I just run it to the back and I clip it onto one of these seat springs right here so it doesn't rub up against the tire if you clip it to one of these cables handles right there. So it's better just to clip it to that seat spring. And a lot of people ask me about that hitch. I bought that hitch, but I actually made this little platform right here. I use it all the time for moving stuff like sod and rock and mulch and stuff. It works out great, but I built that myself. And if you're going to drive around also, make sure you remove this front link because it will snag and bend because it's going to sit there and drag right along the ground. But you don't have to do this if you're not going to drive it without that deck. So here's a quick look at the other spindle brake pad. It's completely broke away right there. It's got those two rivets that hold it onto that bracket. So go ahead and clean off your deck with either a vacuum or compressed air. And I'm going to go ahead and remove these spindle covers. And these also help keep that belt on those sheaves of those spindles. But get it all nice and clean so you can get good clean access to both of these. Now this one, it's hard to remove this spring. So all you really need to do on these mowers, just go ahead and remove those two little bolts there. And just be aware when you remove that last one, it's going to have a little bit of pressure and probably knock your bolt over on the ground. But that's the easiest way to do it. And then you have that bracket right there. So now we're on the left-hand side, opposite of the chute side. This is the bracket. It's a lot more challenging. You have a lot more things to contend with. You got a little spring under there that keeps tension. And you have that bracket, and it bolts all the way through. Sorry I didn't get the camera on it, but it does have, you'll have to use a nut, a ratchet, or an impact, and a wrench to remove this one. So just be aware of how, take note of how everything goes together. It's mainly this bushing right here. Just take note of how that bushing is oriented, how it's positioned, and now we have that bracket where we can replace the little brake pad on these mowers. Now the John Deere's, they have it where the pad is actually part of that bracket and you just replace that whole bracket. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and spin these spindles and pulleys, make sure they're have good bearings still. So the little pads are just held in with these little aluminum rivets. So I'm going to crank this thing down into my vise and trying to grip of that metal bracket as well as that pad. And I'm just going to use a grinder with a flat disc and just kind of grind those aluminum, the backside of that aluminum rivet down, and then I'll just use a punch and punch it right out. So from the factory, these are attached to the bracket by these little aluminum rivets, and it doesn't really matter. You can use these aluminum rivets if you don't have rivets or don't have a rivet gun that will get down into that recess hole properly. You can just get away with using some little machine screws, but I would recommend using like a top locking nut, a lock nut of some sort, or red Loctite. It's going to be okay because the spindle pulley is not going to make contact with that area where those fasteners are. If you don't have any lock nuts this size, you can get away with just taking a chisel and tapping that bolt, and that'll basically secure it from backing out. So now that it's time to put them back into place onto the deck, let's start with this side first, the left side. So just make sure you put it into that bracket, that arm right there, and then make sure you put the spring, the bushing into that spring. The spring is going to go kind of against the deck. And make sure you orient that spring to where that clip is hitting this part of the bracket right there. You'll see it. There's a little piece made for that bracket. So now it's going to be critical to hold everything in place and slide that bolt over to where you can find the hole in the deck. Push it on down. Put your wrench on this side and pressing against the deck. You'll probably have to flip the deck up and tighten that bolt. I'm sorry I didn't get the camera on it. And now make sure you just do a quick test. Move that tensioner arm with your hand and just make sure that that brake pad arm is moving properly. Now this side is easy. All you have to do is basically just bolt that bracket right back into place. You can put the spring onto that bracket as you bolt it back in place. It doesn't really matter because installing that spring is going to be pretty simple. Once you have that bracket tight, it just takes a little bit of effort. Basically just slip that spring right down onto the bracket right there. And again, I'll say if you haven't checked the spindles or those idler pulleys, you need to do that now. Make sure they're not making any noise. Get the belt away from them, spin them. They should be running pretty quietly. And then route the belt like so. Make sure the V groove is growing into the spindle. You'll notice how that left side was below that spindle, and you catch it into there. V groove goes into that. Flat side of that belt goes against those two identical looking idlers there. And then make sure when you're putting these spindle covers back on, make sure your belt isn't slipping past, getting caught between that shroud and the pulley of the spindle. Now it's time to just slip it right back on in to reinstall the deck. It's really easy, just in a reverse order. Go ahead and make sure don't slip it in too far. Make sure you put that PTO engagement cable back on before you start hooking up the lift linkages to the mower. You want to make sure you put that engagement cable on first while you have easy access to it. And once you have that cable mounted into that bracket, slip your retainer pin in. If you removed that front link, install that now. When I go to install one of these decks, I find it's always easier to start from the front to the rear as far as mounting the linkage. And you could do the belt right now before this, or like I'm doing now, putting the front link in first and then going to put the belt in. But do the front first, and then it'll make putting the rear linkages on easier. So now I got that front link on. Now I'm going to make sure I route this belt around that engine pulley right there, that crankshaft pulley. And keep in mind, you can still move the deck back and forth as needed to keep a little tension on this belt, and then install the belt guide. And it's just one bolt that holds this in, and it basically on the left side has just a hole in the frame, and then you push it up against it, and this one bolt just keeps pressure against that frame. And tighten that on down. Now lower the deck linkages for the rear. Now they come back down into place, and we just have to wiggle this deck into position. It's not very hard. Just line up that hole with that bracket, the stud there, and then put the retainer pin in. If you get one of those belts twisted and it runs for a while with it twisted, you'll never get it to stay on properly. And what I mean by V groove and flat side, one side is flat. It goes against these idlers or pulleys that have the that look like this, they're really wide. The belt can go up and down because it has those edges on each end, top and bottom, but also they'll have a belt guide or belt retainer right here keeping them on. And then the V-groove side of the belt goes into the tapered sheaves that are bolted to the top of the spindles and usually on the crank pulley or PTO clutch if you have a PTO clutch style mower. Guys, for Cub Cadets, if you need to look up your parts, underneath the seat, you'll find this tag right here, and you'll find your model number. That's what you're going to want to need, your model number. And for some parts, you'll need your serial number. And also your date of manufacturer, DOM. And then go to cubcadet.com, look up your parts, find your, put in your model number, and it'll have diagrams where you can look up the exact part that you need and have it shipped right to your door. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope it helped you out, solve your problem if you're having an issue with your mower deck making noise when you disengage the blades. Have other videos of all types of mower repairs and other types of shop repairs. So check those out. Check out my playlist. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.